A Haskayne School of Business presentation with Sarah Forbes.
Small business is about courage, risk-taking, independence, and we small business owners are survivors. Everybody has an idea for business, but how do you take that idea from mind to market?
Ladies and gentlemen, please sit back, relax, and enjoy as we learn about business from the inside out from a local Calgarian who has done it before. A quiet hero, his life is a textbook. His classroom is Calgary's consumers. He has taken risks, he's seen rewards, he's made mistakes, and he's experienced successes. And he is here today to give us some insight into how the business world works.
I'm here with John Patterson from Calgary Sinks Direct, a small business here in Calgary. Thank you very much for meeting with me, Mr. Patterson. Why
You're
don't you
welcome.
tell us a bit about how you got into this business?
That's a good question. Well, it didn't happen overnight. I'm actually from Ontario, London, Ontario.
Oh, wow.
I couldn't find a job in London at the time because it was a downturn of the recession.
Yeah, for sure.
Couldn't find a job that paid me anything, labor or whatever. Still have a college education. Decided to move out to Calgary where the promised land is. And with my qualifications in life, what I had at the time, I was only eligible and qualified enough to sell toilets for a living. And I actually found a job at a startup company where they were an importer, where they imported sinks and faucets and toilets and vanities, and they were just a startup company, and they asked me to be their sales rep. Well, I asked them and they accepted, and that's kind of how I got started, and I was there for 3 years. And during that time, I learned how to import, learned how to export, learned what they did right, learned what they did wrong, what I could change.
Yeah.
And when I came up with a little bit of cash, I decided that I was going to start my own business. And here I am today, and I've been in business now for over 3.5 years and going strong. And that's kind of how I got started.
So, Mr. Patterson, why don't you tell me how you define your target market and how you sell to them?
That's a good question. Well, my target market is obviously retail and builders. The good part about retail is a lot of people in Calgary are doing a lot of renovations. It's harder because you can't necessarily call on the retail customer. So the way that I've been able to target them is through the internet, a lot of word of mouth. We're big into Google Analytics. We're big into Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn. We try to connect throughout Calgary with that, as well as we've hired a company to get us on top #1. If you type bathroom sinks into Google, we're #1 or #2 all the time, and that's been huge because a lot of retail people are looking. Now, during the day, retail people call us, but it's hard to pursue them unless I go in the phone book and type Mrs. Smith and hit her number. So we predominantly go after builders, interior designers, and contractors. That's our predominant business during the day, and most of our business. The reason I was successful in running the business out of my house is because a lot of the builders, contractors, designers, they know the product. They don't necessarily have to go and see it and touch it and feel it. They know they can make decisions from a catalog, or if they need to come to my house, they can do that at the time. Now we have a showroom. But that's how it was easier to gain that target market as well. So retail, builders, designers. But to be honest with you, I'll sell this stuff to anybody. If a baby came in and asked to buy this stuff, we would sell to anybody. So we have no prejudice against any customers or anybody that wants to buy this stuff.
So what were the biggest challenges that you've noticed or faced in your 3.5 years in business on your own?
That's a good question. In my opinion, the hardest part about business in general is getting customers. I mean, you can have the best product, the best everything, but if you don't have customers, you don't have anything. And the hardest part is getting the customers. It's the cold calling, it's the meeting at any time of the day, 24/7. In the beginning, this is interesting because I didn't have this showroom. I've only had this showroom for about 8 months. I was actually running my company out of my house. And my wife, God bless her, I'm surprised she's even with me. She's probably looking for better as we speak, but who knows. Anyways, she was so nice. Well, I don't know if she had a choice, but when my first container came in, I put all the money we ever had in our life and bought sinks and this and that. And we took our living room, our furniture, our table and chairs, everything. We took it out and moved it to the basement and stacked my whole house with product and my basement with product, and that's how I was able to get that started, by having customers come to my house and actually see. So that was the hardest part, is getting the customers and getting them to the house, and then kind of starting from there, and then getting repeat business and marketing and going into home shows, putting up money for home shows. At that time, it was really lean. I didn't know if, you put up $3,000 for a home show, I have to get that money back that day. So like I said, it's sales, but luckily we have a good product, and it's kept us going strong. Yeah, so.
So what is it that you think makes you more of a differentiated brand? Is it the leanness in which you operate?
No, I don't. Well, yes, I think people appreciate, because we are a Calgary Six Direct. We do buy directly from the distributors, so there's no middleman or anything like that, which is good. But we do have very good prices. We know that our customers appreciate that. We know that we give very comparable products to the high-end names, the Kohlers, the Growees. We compete very well on quality with them.
So you had said that your primary target market is contractors and builders, but you seem to have a different product, the Easy Potty Trainer, which seems to be for a different market. How did you get into that, and how has it been successful for you?
Good question. This is the Easy Potty Trainer. It's an integrated adult and child seat. And let this be a note to you kids out there that are trying to get into business. Now, as you can see, compared to all the other products out there when it comes to potty training, this is the greatest product ever sold in the world. There is nothing better than this product when it comes to potty training. It's the best seat ever. Now, I was able to find this, and just because I clearly have the best product in the world when it comes to this, doesn't mean that it's going to sell. Now, how I got into this is the company I was working with before, they had this. It was a demo, a prototype, and I ended up going into my first home show when I first opened up Calgary Sinks Direct, and we demoed this, and it was a huge success. We pre-ordered over 100. It was incredible. So, sometimes when you get overexcited and over anxious for a product, you end up ordering 1,500 of these lovely seats.
So we all know that having a small business is highly time intensive. So how many hours do you spend at work every week?
Good question. Well, I work a minimum of 6 days a week, and I average about 8 to 10 to 12 hours a day. It's sporadic, right? Like sometimes I have customers all day that call, and I'm working till 7, 8, 9 at night, and sometimes you may not get any calls, and then you're just doing book work all day. So it really varies, but it probably averages out to between 8 to 10 hours a week.
And you do everything by yourself?
Yeah, I do all the marketing. It's when you become an entrepreneur, you really have to wear all kinds of hats. I do, I go when the orders arrive off the container, I'm in there lugging the product off and putting it into our warehouse, and then I'm marketing it, then I'm adding it to the website, so I do all the web, all the inventory, all of the marketing, all the sales, all the book work. Luckily, my wife is an accountant, which helps a lot, because they say that I'm a sales guy at heart, and accountants and sales, we don't really mix, but it helps a lot, because it saved us a lot of money. It would cost a lot of money to get that hired out.
That's definitely an advantage. So what advice would you give to someone starting their own small business?
You see, a small business is different. It's not, I think that the word entrepreneur should be changed, and it should be called lifestyle. Because it's not a job that people go to where you work 9 to 5 and you go home and you say hi to the kids or the wife or whatever, and you go to bed. No, it's a lifestyle, and the biggest thing that you need to do is you need to conquer oneself. And when I say that, that's eliminate procrastination, believing in yourself, being able to go through the mind clutter that is in everybody's mind. When you go to pick up that phone to call Mr. J.M. Smith's building and talk to this guy and let him know what you can offer him, to do that is a big mental hurdle. You need to break through the mental hurdles You need to believe in yourself. You need to not get discouraged. The biggest advice that I would give would be stepping out of your comfort zone. That's the biggest thing that you have to do.
Those are some really wise words for all of us out there.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing that advice with us.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Mr. Patterson. It was awesome talking to you today. I learned a lot about your business. I think the viewers at Sigma 591 did as well. And I want to thank you again for your time, and it's great to meet you.
Pleasure. And here's my business card. If you students are ever doing any renovations or anything like that, give me a show. But hey, it's been a pleasure. You guys have been awesome to work with. Thank you for taking interest in Calgary Sinks Direct. Thank you for everything. We do appreciate the support. So thank you everyone for your support.
From Calgary Sinks Direct, thank you for watching.